I am very pleased to announce the publication in audiobook form of my work, The Mind-Body Problem, in which each of the possible positions concerning the relationship between mind and body is clearly explained and thoroughly critiqued. It is concluded that, although mental events are identical with physical events, mentalistic statements are not equivalent with physicalistic statements. It is also shown that the way in which mentalistic statements are non-equivalent with physicalistic statements is deeper than the way in which biological statements are non-equivalent with microphysical statements. In other words, the sense in which mind and body lie on opposite sides of an explanatory gap is much stronger than the sense in which biology and microphysics do so. Please enjoy the following promotional excerpt from the audiobook itself, professionally narrated by Anjali Sarkar, PhD.
Beliefs, hopes, tickles, pains, aspirations, dreads, intentions, fantasies, and longings are mental entities. Chairs, explosions, rocks, gusts of air, and quagmires are physical entities. How is the mental related to the physical? Here are the different views. Number 1. Dualism. Mental entities are not physical entities. Number 2. Materialism. Mental entities are physical entities. Number 3. Dual aspect theory. The mental and the physical are different aspects of the same thing. Number 4. Mental eliminativism. There is no such thing as the mental. There are brain states, but no beliefs, tickles, etc. Number 5. There is no such thing as the physical. There are experiences, hopes, etc., but no chairs, rocks, etc. Right now, let us focus on 1 and 2, since they are pretty obviously the only 2 of these 5 views that have any real chance of being correct. Later, we'll discuss why, despite their obvious falseness, people have held 3 to 5. First of all, 2 is not the view that mental entities don't exist. 2 must be distinguished at all costs from 4. According to 2, perceptions, beliefs, doubts, and so on all exist, but they are identical with brain states. The materialist says that just as water is H2O, so your belief that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 is identical with some pattern of neural stimulation or some such. Just as the physical chemist isn't denying the existence of water and identifying it with H2O, so the materialist isn't denying the existence of the mental in identifying it with physical entities. Although there may be some tendency on the part of materialists to be dismissive of certain features of the psychological realm, they don't have to be thus dismissive. Chomsky is a materialist, as was Freud, and those two were nothing if not great believers in the psyche. Advocates of 2 typically, but not universally, hold that mental entities are identical with brain events and brain structures. For obvious reasons, they don't usually hold that mental entities are identical with trees or rocks or anything else that is not a part of one's body, or more specifically, one's central nervous system. I have published some papers arguing for dualism. I am now a materialist, but I am still fundamentally open on this issue. Here are my own views. I believe, as I just said, that materialism is correct. Second, I believe very strongly that functionalism, a very popular form of materialism to be defined later, is wrong. Third, although I believe that materialism is correct, I don't think, paradoxical though it may sound initially, that it can ever be explained why the mental is identical with some aspects of the physical. Right now, let us focus on some of the basic arguments for and against 1. In the process of discussing these arguments, we will find that there are different versions of both of them.